Good morning. It is a wonderful Sunday morning in my new apartment. The kids are asleep in my bed, in my room. Everything is beautiful and wonderful. It's a sunny day outside. I opened up all the windows. I love to let the natural sunlight in. My living room is not even the best sunlight. Like, as you can see, this room gets some of the best light. My room, just things like that. But I'm in here because, well, I got my computer set up over here. I got my desk and my computer set up to play The Sims 4, and that's mainly what I'm planning to do today, is just play The Sims 4 all day. Because I'm not going to church today. My mom was like, just stay home. And yeah, so it feels so amazing to just sleep in on a Sunday morning. I didn't sleep in too much. I actually woke up pretty early. I think I woke up around 9 o'clock. Let's talk about how much of a morning person I have become. Like, I really love the mornings because I love my apartment in the daytime. I don't love my apartment so much in the nighttime, but I think that I just need to do the work to make it more vibey and get some nice lights in here and just make it kind of more comfortable. But the daytime is a very healing for me. I love my apartment in the daytime. So I just want to be up in the daytime and experience it. So that's why I'm really looking forward to just being here all day, because I've been ripping and running every day since I moved in. This is officially day 5 of me being in my... Someone's coming. Okay, where was I? Okay, the maintenance man came over, and so I had to deal with that. I have to get an entire new oven, because it doesn't work. It's a gas stove, it doesn't work. It looks old anyway, so I would like to have a new one. I'm actually so glad they checked that, because I did want to cook today. And I would have been mad if I would have got the ingredients to cook and the oven isn't working. Then I'd have to be like, so now I know when it comes to lunchtime, that I won't be able to cook. All right, so anyway, let's get into it. So to really unpack what's going on, I've been having a really hard time moving. I've been having an incredibly hard time dealing with getting my own place mentally, not financially or anything else. Mentally, it's been really, really tough for me. And I feel like nobody talks about this, and I feel like nobody warned me about this, but maybe I just feel things very deeply, and maybe like I already struggle with anxiety. Like, I literally am diagnosed with anxiety. I've been prescribed medication for anxiety. So maybe my anxiety is getting the best of me. But moving is not only just stressful and strenuous in its own right, but for me, I haven't been able to hardly eat. I surely have not been able to sleep properly. I haven't been able to, my body's been like kind of twitching, and just, I could feel the anxiety just running through my body. I could feel the stress running through my body. Just all of those things, like, it's just, and it's like, I want to feel happy. I want to feel good. I want to feel happy. I'm happy and I'm excited, but my body is just reacting, and my mind is just like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? And it's really hard to deal with that. So like, my biggest issue is the sleep thing. For the first couple of nights, I couldn't sleep for 2 days straight. I just would lay down And at first I thought it was the air mattress that I was sleeping on day one. But I took care of that. Like I bought a memory foam queen size bed. I made my bed as comfortable as possible, new sheets, pillows, so on and so forth. And the bed wasn't the issue. My nerves was the issue, you know? And so, I don't know, like, I would try to lay in bed at nighttime, and I would try to do everything in my power to fall asleep, and it just wouldn't happen. So naturally, right now, I'm having a hard time falling asleep naturally. I literally need to be medicated. I tried melatonin first. Melatonin wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. It didn't get the job done that I needed it to get done. So the next step was by that third day, I was like, this is getting dangerous. I can't be driving on the highway, going from my mom's house to my house, because sometimes I go back and forth to get stuff. I can't be driving on the highway or the roads at all this tired, you know? Like, my body is starting to not feel okay. You know how your body feels when you are okay. You really just don't feel anything. You don't feel any pain. You're just fine when you're okay. When you're not okay, I'm a big advocate of, like, my body talks to me. Like, my body legitimately, like, talks to me and lets me know. It sends me signals and it, like, lets me know that I'm doing too much. I think I'm gonna move this here. Is this a better angle? Sorry, I just want to experiment with the angles and stuff. My body lets me know that I'm doing too much and that I need to slow down and I need to get myself together. So that's when my body was talking to me like, yo, like, you need to take care of yourself. Okay, this is why I live the way that I live. I have to live like a soft life. I have to be self-employed, so on and so forth, because I can't push my body to the limit. I can't push myself to the limit, right? I will literally have to go to the hospital. Like, some people can just live off of stress and just have a strenuous life. Really, I would argue that really no one should be living like that. But some people can kind of do that. I can't. My body's very, very fragile. And like I said, I struggle with anxiety. So I literally have I have pressure in my heart and so on and so forth. So on and so forth. I feel my brain in the back doing something. Like, you know, like, it's just my body, like my face is feeling tight and stuff. Like, so on that third night, I was like, I've got to take a hydroxyzine. My doctor prescribed me hydroxyzine for anxiety, but it's also to help you sleep. It's like a sedative. It sedates you. And I only use it in extreme cases. Well, this was that. I actually, ever since I got it, ever since I was prescribed it, I've just been holding on to it, not using it the entire time. I took half of it once, and then I didn't take it anymore. And so this is my second time taking it that night. I came home and I spent the night at my mom's house Saturday night. I took the half of the hydroxyzine because I was desperate to go to sleep. I was so desperate for sleep. Like, I could not, nothing else mattered to me than going to sleep. That was my number one priority at this point, because I have been going too long without sleeping. And lo and behold, that stuff knocked me out. That stuff is strong. So I remember I took it, and an hour into taking it, I was like, I don't know if this stuff even works, right? I was just like, no, I was like, I feel the body being relaxed, but I'm still not going to sleep. I guess that's what I was trying to say. I was feeling like, this is nice, I'm relaxed, but I'm not able to go to sleep still. And little did I know, I think I just closed my eyes and then I woke up the next day. So needless to say, it did what it needed to do. It was just a half a pill. Goodness, if I would have taken a whole pill, I probably would have slept all day. Like, I don't know, it would have been bad, but yeah. So that is my new coping mechanism, meaning only will take it if I cannot sleep at night. So I took it last night because I couldn't sleep. I ended up going to bed about 4 o'clock in the morning because once again, I tried to just naturally go to sleep and it just was not helping. And I don't want to take a melatonin and the hydroxyzine. So I was like, I'm just going to take it again. Once again, I was like, this isn't working. Like, because I took it at like maybe 2 in the morning. So I was like, and it should work after an hour. And I was just like, it's not working. And then like, once again, I got drowsy, I laid down and I woke up the next morning. So it's really unfortunate that I have to literally be medicated to get some type of rest because of how stressed I am. I've been so stressed that I have been feeling like I'm on my period. You know how you feel when you have that crampy feeling like you're on day 1 of your period? That's how I was feeling. Like I was just, my body was going through it. My body was like, what is going on? It was just like mentally, I want to enjoy my newfound freedom, my newfound life, my new place. I want to enjoy it here. I want to feel happy, and I am happy here. There's a big part of me that is extremely happy to be here. Like I just mentioned, I love the daytime. I love the sunlight. I love looking out the window. I love the vibe in the daytime. So there's that. And I just want to sleep throughout the night and be up in the day. My kids are asleep in the bed, so mornings are very peaceful for me in that regard. Because sometimes my kids can kind of get on my nerves. Sorry to say, I'm a mom. If you are a mom, you can kind of relate. But at the end of the day, my kids have an environment to feel safe, feel protected, feel that they can be themselves. To be honest with you, here's the thing. I don't know if I have a downstairs neighbor now that I think about it. I was like nervous about them being too loud because they play and they be running and stomping, which I don't really care so much about, but I'm like, I don't want a downstairs neighbor to like be like disturbed. I don't even think I have a downstairs neighbor right now. So maybe it's not gonna be so bad, I don't know. Cause I surely really don't think I've been hearing much movement now that I think about it. But yeah, it's the little things for me. It's me waking up this morning and taking a shower and doing my skincare and like putting on a little something something, you know, just to film this video and look presentable. But just to also feel like myself. I brought all my favorite things. My closet has some of my clothes and some of my shoes, and I have some of my favorite things here, and so I just love that. Also, I'll talk more about just the life and the updates and all the things, but I kind of want to dive more into the mental health aspect of this. So yeah, also something that I'm noticing is being alone, like truly kind of like having to deal with your own emotions, having to fight your own battles, have to deal with your own demons. Like, I don't really think I have demons like that because I'm Christian. I feel like I have tried to overcome a lot of things already. So there is that. However, still, you're really forced to sit with yourself. And that's another thing that a lot of people don't talk about is like, you're forced to sit with yourself and to sit with your own emotions and you're not dealing with all this distraction that usually goes on in your day-to-day life when you live with people. And you're always distracted, but you're also always living on survival mode. You're always walking on eggshells. You're always trying to make everybody else happy. You're always I don't know. So there have been moments where I've been deeply thinking about the things that I have been through over the years of living with my family, the living in a toxic household with my family, and the moments that have been really, really traumatizing, and then the traumatizing moments that I've had with my children's father and things like that. And just, I don't think I've really just cried. I know I need a good cry though. I know I need to really process deeply the trauma that I have been through in the past 10 years of my adult life. I'm 29 now, just now getting my own place. Thank God I'm getting my own place before turning 30. It's always been something I've always wanted, is to turn 30 in my own place and possibly be on vacation anyway, but still come home to my own place, have my own place, truly have independence, right? It's crazy that it really just happened. It really just happened before I turned 30. So I'm kind of dealing with the issues that I'm dealing with now, so that when my birthday does come in 2 months, then I will, well, my birthday is almost gonna be in a month actually, but more so like 2 months, right? My birthday is May 22nd. So by the time my birthday rolls around, I think I will be good. You know what I'm saying? I will be settled in. I won't have the issues that I'm having now. And I will feel used to being here now, right? I live in a safe environment. I don't know why sometimes you tend to feel like, am I unsafe? Is someone gonna come knocking on my door in the middle of the night? Am I gonna hear shooting? Like, I don't know, you know? And not only that, but here's the thing that reassures me a lot. There's a lot of children that live here. This community kind of like caters to single mothers and children and stuff like that. They have lots of little mini playgrounds in my area. So like, it does reassure me this is a safe space for me and my kids to be. But if nothing else, this is a safe space. These, between these walls, I know are a safe space for my kids and I. So there's that. But yeah, having to process, I'm not gonna process it all at once. But having to process bit by bit, piece by piece, the trauma that I've been through in the past 10 years of my adulthood, the struggle that I just simply went through that had nothing to do with anybody else, just the struggle of struggling and overcoming struggle, but also the way people have treated me in the midst of my struggle, right? The toxic relationship, the trauma bonding that me and my baby daddy went through for a long time because we weren't where we want to be in life. He wants to be a provider. He wanted us to get a house together. Here's the thing, by the way, my mom is very supportive of everything that I'm doing. She's my biggest cheerleader, and I really appreciate that because my mom and I, despite the things we have been through and the disagreements and so on and so forth, we do have a good relationship. And I felt that that was always important to me, to have a good relationship with my mom, and don't leave on bad terms. Don't have a bad relationship with my mom. Like, have a good relationship with my mom, right? And like, my mom is very independent herself. I feel like I learned from the best because my mom is a very, very independent woman. She literally calls herself an alpha woman. She calls herself an alpha female. So take what you will with that, right? She does have a man and he does help with things, like he'll mow her yard and stuff, but like, she has been running the show for years, and I would see her do things completely independent for years, with a man, without a man. Like, he'll come over and mow the yard now, but there are times where me and my mom were mowing the yard all the time. Like, a man, the lack of a presence of a man is never going to stop my mom or me, right? So my mom is the most supportive during all of this. However, well, my grandma, for example, is having a hard time dealing with, especially the kids being gone. I think if it was just me, it would be a little bit easier for my grandma, but the fact that my kids are gone too, you know what I'm saying, I have to take them with me. They're my kids, you know? So the fact that that's the thing, my grandma's having a really hard time dealing with that. And the thing that's the funniest of it all is my grandma I've had some of the most abusive verbally moments from my grandma. My grandma used to be incredibly verbally abusive to me. She's calmed down, and recently, like for a past couple of months to a year, but it used to be really bad. I forgive, but I don't forget. These are things that I will be processing along the way. The things that you have said to me, coming for my character as a mother, coming for my character as a person, you know, saying all the things you want to say to me. But as I've been getting my life more and more together, she's been respecting me more and more. But I feel like that's so unfair, because I was a young 20-something-year-old woman and a young mother, and had overcome a toxic relationship, and my dad passed away, and you know, like I have been going through some stuff, but yet no one wanted to be understanding of the fact that I'm just a young woman trying to get my life together. My life isn't always gonna be like, I'm not a loser necessarily. I'm just someone who's trying to figure out my life, and eventually I will figure it out. It's not like I'm 45 still living with my mom and you know what I'm saying? Like, give me a chance, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's kind of like someone knocking you down while you're already down. I was already depressed at the time, and I was already dealing with, you know, struggle, and nobody was there to help me when I was struggling. One thing is, I never asked for help, but there wasn't help offered. Nobody ever gave any type of money, but yet you want to be judging me for I always did the best that I could do in the moments when it came to my children. Even me living with my mom for so long was because of I needed a stable place for my children. I can't just go anywhere with my children out of me just wanting to escape all of that. So I put myself through years of verbal abuse and trauma and control and all these things just because my kids needed a stable place to live until I can get a stable place on my own. Which kind of leads me to my baby daddy. He currently lives with his mom. And I'm not judging. I don't judge people who live with their parents, because clearly I know about it. I know about how hard it is to get your own place, right? But he wants to be a provider. He's the type of guy who would just talks about things, but never quite puts things into action. And I'm not the type of woman to just wait around for you to make something of yourself. I'm not the type of person to wait around for you to get yourself together. Honestly, you've had over 10 years to do that anyway. My oldest son just turned 9 years old. Today is his birthday, actually. He's 9. So you've had 9 to 10 years to get yourself together. You are quite older than me. How am I getting myself together when I'm the one who has the kids 90% of the time? You get them for a good 24 hours a week, just one day out of a week, right? Now, granted, on spring break, he had them all week. When summer break comes through, we'll alternate keeping the kids. But at the time, I will say that he uses this excuse because because the kids are in school, which is understandable. Honestly, at this point, I'm just like, whatever. But you don't give me, like the me having the boys on school days and then Sundays as well, because they would go to church and stuff, or we would all go to church. But like, here's the thing, like, you could give me some money though. You could give some money for help with the kids. It would not go into my pocket. You can just give money or give resources. Like, here are some, I don't know. If you really didn't trust me with the money, here's a gift card for some food for the kids. I don't know, you know? But of course, that's too much like right. I don't ask him for a dime. And I don't want to like fully air out my dirty laundry with my relationship with my baby father, because sometimes we are in a good place. I don't like to be on bad terms with people, especially people who really matter in my life. And my baby daddy really matters in my life, despite him sometimes not being such a great person. You know, maybe there are times where I'm not such a great person, but I try to work on myself the best that I can. But my baby daddy was not supportive of this whatsoever. He feels like I betrayed him because he wanted us to get a house together. This imaginary house, when he has bad credit, he doesn't make good money, but he feels like we're gonna get a house built from scratch and he wants to buy a house. And I'm like, good luck with that. Honestly, you can still do that. By all means, don't let me hold you back. Do it, you know? But I will still do me. And this was not blindsided. I have told him that I needed to get out of my mom's house. I have been kicked out and had to stay with him for a few days with the kids. He knows the 411. He knows I told him that I was trying to get a place. But I'm not gonna lie, I also entertained us being together and doing that whole thing as well. But that was trauma bonding. It wasn't real reality, because the real reality for me is I would pray to God at nighttime over and over and over about me getting my own place. My prayers was never us doing it together. My prayers was always, Lord, help me to get my own place. And that really matters to me. It matters because even if he did get a house and we lived together, or if we got an apartment together or something, here's what that would look like. First of all, he would want his mom to live with us. And I don't want that. I don't want his mom to live with us. Oh, she'll watch the kids and she'll cook and she'll clean. And I don't want your mom living with us. I can do those things. I can cook and clean and I can watch my own kids. I don't need someone to do that for me. I don't want to feel uncomfortable in my own place. I want to move out of my parents' house just to have a similar situation and now have to pay money to do that, like deep money to do that. Number two, there have been times where his income has been unstable. I have had the most stable income out of the both of us. So there have been times where he didn't have a job for like 2 years, or it was just really inconsistent. Right? And I still was there right by his side and didn't judge him and whatever. But I was doing me. I'm still gonna do me and I'm still gonna take care of the kids. But it wasn't like, oh, I'm leaving you because you da-da-da-da-da. There were times where he was unemployed. So how do I know we're not gonna get a place and then you're just gonna quit your job, or because you don't like being there, or you get fired or something, and then you struggle to find another job? It takes you a good 6 months to a year to find another job, and I have to hold it down and pay all the bills myself. Well, I might as well just do that myself, period. Because I felt strongly that that's probably what would have happened. He started believing in us when he saw that I was starting to get myself together. So I definitely think he looked at me, and when I got my car all by myself, when I saved up $5,000 cash to get my car, he saw Tiana's about her business. She can be an asset for me, right? Because he used to disrespect me. He used to think that I wasn't good for nothing and that I couldn't do nothing, but he's through action, because I don't talk about the things I want to do. I just do what I need to do. I take actionable steps. He's the type of person to just talk, right? You see me getting a car, you see me hold down a job, you see me taking care of the kids in the day-to-day life, birthdays, back to school, Christmas, so on and so forth. I'm holding it down. Now the final step, getting my own place. It's undeniable. Listen, she has herself together. And he wanted to use and take advantage of that. But I'm not an idiot. I am aware of that, okay? That's why I was really just plotting for myself. I was planning and plotting to make it on my own. We live together. He's a classic narcissist. It would be a controlling environment. It would be his way or the highway. I would be controlled in every aspect. We would argue all the time, because we argue all the time anyway. We work so much better as co-parents. We used to live together. He used to live in my mom's house as well. When my youngest, that's how I ended up having 2 children. It's because we lived together. And it was really toxic when we lived together. It was so toxic to where we had to genuinely kick him out. And that's when he went to live with his mom and da-da-da. And in this entire time, you could have gotten you a place and da-da-da-da-da. That was about 5 years ago. You could have gotten you a place. You've been staying with your mom ever since. I don't want to air out too much, but you got in a car accident, you went to jail, but yeah, I'm over here slowly building myself. It was not easy for me to become independent, but it's just kind of so not only would it be arguments and control, and he would want his mom to live with us. You know how I like it bright like this? It's an open floor plan. I love that it's the windows. I love the windows open. I like to blast my music sometimes. I like to have just a certain vibe. I like to move at my own pace, so on and so forth. I feel here's the thing. He likes darkness. He would not have this. He would want the curtains closed at all costs, and he would put blankets over the windows. He wants it pitch dark 24/7. I cannot live like that. I do not like that type of lifestyle of it just being dark 24/7. And I just feel like no wonder you have depression, because you like to be in darkness and you never like to be outside, and you don't eat healthy, and you don't really exercise, and you just play video games all day and watch movies all day. You have sleep apnea. But I'll just tell you, for me, that's a recipe for depression, just living in darkness. My mom's house was dark, right? My mom had these screens on her windows that she installed to help with the electricity or something like that. I don't know. But she had these screens installed, and it made the house even darker than it already was. So my mom's house is very dark. And it's so dark that my regular ritual when I wake up in the morning is just turn the light on, right? And I would have the light on 24/7 basically, because it was so dark, right? It was uncomfortably dark for me, right? I can't even see, you know what I'm saying? But here is crazy. The only time I turn my any light on is at nighttime. In the daytime, I don't need to turn on any light. And I'm paying my own light bill now, so I am trying to be aware of the energy that I'm using and so on and so forth. But still, it's just the little things to me. I can just wake up and it's already just bright and sunny, and it just puts me in such a good mood. And it makes me so happy. And my mom's house totally was not that. I had to have all types of lights on, day or night, because it was so dark. And my mom's house is so hoarded. There's so much stuff. It's such a hoarded house. and there's so much stuff. You see how empty it is? I kind of want to keep it this way, low key. Like, sure, I'll get furniture as far as like a couch, a coffee table, a proper beds for me and my kids. I have a mattress, but I will get like a bed frame. I will get a bed for the kids' room. I will get minimal furniture. I will get the furniture that is necessary. But to be honest with you, I feel like being a minimalist. I feel like I'm gonna get rid of half of the things I own back at my mom's house. It's just gonna be gotten rid of. I'm not taking that stuff here. And that's just gonna be what it is. Like, I am going to kind of be more so of a minimalist after living in a house, in a super cluttered house for all my life. Basically all my life has been a house of clutter, extreme clutter. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just like my mom. I have a lot of stuff too. I even thought I was a maximalist myself because I had a lot of stuff, but I realized I'm just cramped in one little room and a closet. That's all I have is a room and a closet. So my entire life is fitting into a room and a closet. So I really just needed more space. Now that I have more space, I realize like now I don't need as much stuff because I don't want to fill up my space with junk and stuff. I don't have junk though. Everything I have is like valuable, but I'm gonna be very conscious of what I bring here into this space because like, yeah, I don't want just a bunch of stuff here just for the sake of having stuff. Things need to have a purpose. One of the final things I wanted to talk about is I think I'm going to go through a lot of healing here. I think I already kind of mentioned that, but there's a lot of healing that I will finally start to experience being independent. With the things that I've went through, whether I talked about it or the things that I keep to myself, I feel like I low-key developed anxiety because of the fact that I was going through chronic stress because of the people in my situation, living with, not being independent, living with my mom, so on and so forth. It turned into chronic stress and anxiety that I had to take medication for, but I wanted to take myself off the medication because I wanted to just find a way to deal with stress naturally. I'm very big on health and wellness, very, very big. And, or at least I'm trying to, right? I'm trying to. But still, I just will say this. I am ready for this new chapter of my life. I know a lot of people say your 30s is the best time of your life. Like you thought your 20s was good. Newsflash, it wasn't, by the way. Like, sure, there were some good moments. My 20s defined who I became. I learned a lot about myself in my 20s. There were some cool moments, some great vacations, some good moments. But essentially, as a whole, my 20s was horrible. There was a lot of struggle. There was a lot of trauma. There was a lot of me being unhappy with my body, being overweight, obese even. There was instability with my finances, living with my parents, not having a car at times. So the list goes on and on and on, right? I can enter my 30s with designer bags, nice shoes, my dream closet, a nice apartment, my own car, my own money, working on my body. I know how to take care of myself. I know how to take care of the kids. The next step is to do solo trips. I kept thinking to myself, like, I kept thinking to myself, I want to start traveling more. Like, I know I kind of travel and I go on these family vacations, but to really heal, right? a part of my healing journey is that I need to travel by myself. It's probably gonna start small. I'm probably just gonna like maybe go to Florida by myself or California or something like that, just somewhere in these states. But it's gonna come a time where I'm going to travel internationally, and I'm gonna take my kids with me. But that's gonna be kind of the thing. Like the next step in my goals, I feel, is to start traveling more frequently. Now that the biggest goal that I ever had of moving and getting my own place is accomplished, I'm on to the next goal. I want to be a digital nomad, and I want to travel. It's crazy how a lot of my New Year's resolutions are already coming to pass. I'm getting my body right. I didn't quite make 5K a month, but I actually think I want to change that goal anyway. There's reasons why, but at the end of the day, yeah. And of course, the biggest one was getting my own place. That was probably like just genuinely my number one goal this year, was to get my own place. I was like, it's time, 2026, it's time, right? But I'm telling you, it is time for a healing journey, a true healing journey. It's me and God. It's reading the Bible every morning. It's possibly making myself a little coffee bar, like, you know, getting a coffee maker and doing that whole thing, or creating my own routines here, creating our own memories here with me and the kids here. And if you thought someone was gonna just move in on me, like, this is not the time for someone to give me their sob stories about how they're gonna get kicked out of their place and how they need a place to stay. This is not the time for a man to come in my life and have his sob story. Can I stay on your couch? None of that. Listen, I'm not 20, okay? I'm about to be 30. So I'm not naive, I'm not stupid, I'm not a fool. Even my own baby daddy. You're honestly not welcome here. Honestly, no, but this is kind of just my safe space and my kids' safe space, and I need to keep it that way. It's not like, fun apartment, come join. No, this is like healing journey, safe space, single mom, single independent mom, like type of vibes. Like nobody's really welcome here, actually. You can maybe kind of like come visit here and there, but nobody is gonna come stay with me. Period, point blank. Sorry to be harsh about it, but it's not time for people's sob stories. Listen, we all have a sad story. I have a sad story too. I didn't ask to stay with somebody when I needed it. Trust and believe. I just had to figure it out. And I will say to any grown person, figure it out. When I needed help, when I needed support, no one was there for me. So I had to figure myself out. So you figure yourself out. I feel like it's very disrespectful to come to a single mom for help, to want to come stay with a single mom, or to ask me for money or ask me for help in any kind of way. It's very disrespectful. I'm a single mom. I have children to take care of. That is my priority, not another adult. I needed help. I need help still. Right? I can always take help. I won't ask for it, but I will accept if it's offered. But no one ever wants to do that. They just want to take from you. And I'm not here for that anymore. There's a lot of things that I am totally not here for. There's a lot of things that are being cut off. There's a lot, like, I'm running a strict program here, and you have to, because people will take advantage of you. And it's just, I gotta do what's best for me and my kids. I gotta focus on me and my kids, and that's it. This is not about a man. This is not about my baby daddy. This is not about friends. I am used to being alone anyway. I'm used to being by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this was just the final step for that. So excited to see what this new life entails, considering the fact that, like, this is a new chapter, a new beginning. Like I said, I'm turning 30, like everything is coming together. When I say new chapter in my life is unlocked, and the best chapter it's ever been. I feel, God willing, I feel like my 30s is going to be the best years of my life, because my 20s was the worst. My 20s was worse than my teenage years. Like, my 20s was the worst years of my life, and I would not live through my 20s again. If there was nothing that you could do to get me to go back to wake up and be 20 again. If I woke up and I was 20 and I all of a sudden had the same mindset that I had when I was 20, and like I was at my mom's house, I didn't have any of the things I have, I would just break down. I just would I would have a full blown breakdown, mental breakdown. I cannot do it again. Emphasis on had the same mindset. Because if I have the mindset that I have now and the resources that I have now, it would be different, but I still probably wouldn't want to. I'm the type of person where I just want to experience that next chapter. I know what it's like to be in your 20s. I want to see what your 30s is like, actually. I want to see what my 40s is like. I don't want to go backwards. I don't know what's up with women being obsessed with youth and wanting to, I'm just going to say that I'm 25, but I'm really 32. Just say you're 32, or just don't say it at all. I don't know, why are we so obsessed with youth when youth is correlated to naivety, ignorance, struggle, finding yourself, not being confident, so on and so forth. You can still look young and youthful in your 30s and in your 40s. And even if you do start to age, so be it. So be it. That's life. So, just a big breath of fresh air. I feel that once I get over the initial nerves of having my own place, like I mentioned earlier, I think my anxiety is going to just disappear. I don't know, I just think that I'm going to finally just be happy. I'm going to be happy. And I really look forward to it. It's been a long time coming. I deserve it. I worked hard for it. I want to be happy. So, you hear that? Oh yeah, nothing? Exactly. It's wonderful. I just can't. I love it here. I love my place. I love it here. I finally got a real chair, right? I set up my desk area I brought from home, and I got a real chair now, so I'm just chilling now. I'm chilling. I can't wait to decorate. I can't wait to see what I'm really gonna just kind of do with my time here. I'm not house poor. It's very affordable for me to be here. It's within my means. It's in a good location. It's right in downtown Dallas. So I will always be in downtown Dallas, okay? Downtown Dallas is not gonna be a special occasion. It's just gonna be my everyday life. I know being here is cool, but let's just talk about the fact that I live in downtown Dallas. Being in downtown Dallas is not gonna be a special occasion anymore. There's a lot of amazing things close by. That's just gonna be my everyday life. Yeah, so. But everything is just gonna be one step at a time, of course. I'm just glad I was able to sleep good last night. Well, decent, because I did have to take something, but yeah. This is nice. Just a nice Sunday morning. My kids are still asleep. Just peaceful. And even if I do hear my neighbors or this and that gives me reassurance that people are here and that I'm not alone. And, you know, this is a very tight community. People are always watching. We have security, and there's always like, it's a very safe place to be. But, you know, yeah. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna play The Sims 4, and I'll catch you in my next video.